Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Eau de Treasure. I'm Steven. Gonna open up this box which contains 3 fragrances. Somebody was selling some used fragrance bottles that they didn't want anymore here in Japan, where I live. And I really bought it for 1 fragrance. Gonna show you the 3 fragrances in here. I'm just gonna review one of them. One of them I think is interesting for the channel. The other 2, who knows? So let's open this one up on EDT. We're gonna talk about Dunhill for Men, a 1934 classic. Found a vintage bottle of that. Gonna try it out in this video. Let's get this box open. I don't know if such a large-sized box was necessary for only 3 fragrances. Maybe this is all the seller had to ship it in. It's like the 3 stones from the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. All right, let's take a closer look at this stuff. So this one, I don't know anything about this fragrance. Dolce pour homme sport. How much is in this? It's a 100 ml bottle. So this looks like there's about 30 ml still in this. So this might be, I don't know guys, did I get lucky with this? Is this any good? I'm not gonna test this out in this video. I'm just gonna, maybe this will be good to wear this summer. I really bought the set for this one. The seller said that this one is nearly unused. It is pretty heavy feeling, and it does sound like it's just about full, which is cool. Let's look at the bottom of it. Let's look at the batch code. 20E79E2. Let me look that up and see when this one came out. How cool is that, man? I just looked this thing up, this batch code, on Cosmetic Check, or Check Cosmetic. This thing was released in 2014, and this is a 2014 bottle, so this is from the first year. That's really cool. This thing is 10 years old. It's a little bit dusty, I gotta clean it off. It was probably sprayed just once or twice, and since this is so strong, I have a video, guys, about Bvlgari Man in Black you can check on the channel. I'm not gonna review it here or spray it. This is a really popular tobacco fragrance. This has been popular for about 10 years. It's really unique because it's a pipe tobacco, which is a different type of tobacco that you usually smell with a lot of fragrances. A little bit of florals, a little bit of sweetness with that unique pipe tobacco. They just came out with a new one called Parfum, and Ash from Gensense reviewed it. I watched that video. And I read some of the comments on Fragrantica. It's not really getting a lot of love because it's a parfum, but it doesn't perform any better than this one. It's just a little bit more luxury smelling, and I guess maybe it's more complex and has some different notes in it, and modernized version of this, but this one is really famous. If they ever discontinue this one, the prices would skyrocket. This is arguably the best fragrance in the whole Bvlgari Man line. So I'm glad I got this. It feels full, definitely worth it. And I can't wait to clean this thing up and use this when the weather cools down a little bit. Of course, I have this little one here, this 30 ml. There's probably about 20 ml left in this thing. And I don't really need it now. I'll probably just sell this. Maybe I'll get something like 15 bucks for it, 15 or 20 bucks. And that will just, you know, that will pay me back a little bit for what I paid for this one, which was really cheap. And then this one, this is the other fragrance that I didn't really care about. Like I said, I bought this set just to have this one, and these 2 are a bonus. But this is what I'm going to review. This is what I'm going to talk about in the video. It's about half full, as you can see. And this is Dunhill for Men. This is a tester bottle. Let's take a look at this thing. Eau de Toilette, 100 ml. Alfred Dunhill, London. Demonstration. Cool. It just says D. It doesn't even say Dunhill for Men. Cap is missing, but that's all right. I don't really care that much about it. Anything on the bottom? Oh, here it is. Yeah, there's a batch code. 9001. Produced in the Netherlands. My guess is this is from the 90s, maybe the early 90s. So let's do a spray on the right hand here. It's pretty clean. Yes, it is. All right. Okay, 2 big blasts. I'll tell you how this thing smells in a second. Let me read you off the notes. Dunhill for Men. This is a woody aromatic, and according to Fragrantica, The top notes are Amalfi lemon, lavender, geranium, and nutmeg. The mid notes are carnation, woodsy notes, not woody notes, but woodsy notes, iris, rose, and jasmine. And the base notes are leather, oak moss, vetiver, sandalwood, Virginia cedar, and tonka bean. Those are very standard base notes in a classic men's fragrance. And as I'm smelling this thing right now, it doesn't really smell like your typical vintage men's fragrance. Meaning it's not all oak moss or animalic. I actually sense the sweetness in it. I swear I can smell the tonka bean and some of the iris and the floral notes. Definitely sense the lavender, a little bit of that iris, even a little bit of that nutmeg note. Everything smells really nice and well blended together in this. It doesn't even smell like it's dated at all in the bottle, because the bottle's half full. There's some oxygen in there, so maybe the scent has changed. Maybe it has, but I really can't tell. This is really nice, actually. This is like something that you could wear. Let's say you're not really into vintage fragrances because you don't want to piss anybody off when you go out smelling like a vintage fragrance. But this is one that you can wear that I don't think is really that off-putting. So basically how I feel about this one, just off the first impression, talking about the first couple minutes since I sprayed it, is this is a wearable classic men's fragrance. It's very accessible. I believe it's very cheap. I don't know about vintage bottles. I haven't checked eBay for any of these, but I think you can still buy this. It's still available. You can get this at stores. Maybe it's $30 or $40. Don't know how the performance is, don't know how long it lasts, but even if it just lasts 4 hours, this is actually pretty good. They don't list who the perfumer is on Fragrantica, and the rating is 4.21, so that is pretty good. It's a pretty high rating. Some of the people voted that this smells the most like Versace L'Homme or Chanel Pour Monsieur, and I don't think so, actually. Maybe the citrus notes have evaporated from this, because when I think of Versace L'Homme, I think of very strong lemons and citruses, and I don't get any strong citruses from this. So the middle notes and the base notes are prominent now, and to me, that's really nice. I just looked at my fragrance rack, and a couple fragrances that this kind of reminds me of. One of them is Calvin Klein Escape. It's crazy to say that, maybe the notes don't match, but it really does remind me of something from the early 90s like that. And also, Yope Night Flight is the one that I think has nutmeg in it. It's very unique, and this is something in that neighborhood, but more of a vintage style. All right, so this is definitely a win. Definitely a great lucky grab that came with this one. And I can't resist, guys. I got to give myself a little spray on the other hand. The other hand is clean. Let's see what this one is real quick. L'eau d'essai pour homme sport. Wow, I got lucky with this one. I just looked this one up. This is a Jacques Calvillier fragrance, just like the original L'eau d'essai. This is from 2012. It's seen as a cheapie, but this one has grapefruit, bergamot, nutmeg, leather, vetiver, Virginia cedar, and ambergris. This smells nice. That guy's making Louis Vuitton fragrances, and I recently smelled one called Afternoon Swim. This one is similar. It's just like a light fragrance for summertime. It's a citrus fragrance that has a backbone with a nutmeg and leather, and this is really nice. So I just got really lucky with this whole set. This vintage one is really nice, Dunhill for men. This L'eau d'essai Sport is I'm gonna wear this in the summer too. This is fantastic. This nearly full Bvlgari Man in Black. What did I pay for this set? So this was 7,000 yen, which is a little bit higher than what I like to spend on fragrances here in Japan. What is 7,000 yen? I think the yen is the lowest it's ever been compared to the dollar. So that's $43 and change, like $44 I got all of these fragrances for. These are really like half full. This is just 30%. But this one, I think this almost full Bvlgari Man in Black would probably sell for like, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks in USA. Plus, this is a first year. This batch code is 2014. So really, really good find. I'm really happy with this one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of any of these fragrances? This Dunhill for Men, Bvlgari Man in Black, or L'eau d'essai Sport? And what do you think of the video? Give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button if you like the video, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more discontinued, vintage, interesting, or rare fragrances on my Eau de Treasure channel. I'll upload the next video in a couple days, guys, so I guess I'll see you, or you'll see me in the next video. Until then, take care.